DJ.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Another episode of Off the Post. I am your host, DJ Redcap, and we are doing our first NWSL. Hey, I like that one. That was a good opening. We're doing our first NWSL preview review, as we call them. We're going to preview last week, and we're going to review next week. And then throughout the week, you can hear us with a bunch of different opinion pieces and other stuff, talking about what happened last week. First, we'll see what the panelists have been up to. Oh, first I have to mention stuff, so we'll do them second. The little boxes down there, they can wait. They've been waiting all day for this. We have to say that we had a contest winner, Michael Mast. He won the contest for the scarf. He won because no one else was giving anything for the contest. I said, please send us a picture of an apple on a table, and he sent me a picture of an apple on a table on Facebook, and he won the scarf contest. So see how easy it is to get free stuff? You don't even have to follow the contest rules. Other than that, let's check out the boxes and then we'll get started. Jen, what have you been up to?
Well, not much since the 4 days that I was on when we did the preview, so not much has changed. Enjoyed the games this past weekend.
Sounds good. What has Danica been up to? Let's check.
Well, I have a thesis that I have to give the hard copy to, or final copy to my committee today, so that's what I've been doing lately. Not too exciting.
That doesn't sound fun at all. Well, yeah, so if you want to say anything to us, use the hashtag We'll So Talk. But if you want to prepare to punch me in the face and you're going to tell me how you're going to do it, because I'm going to be at the Sky Blue game, use the hashtag DJ Redcap. And you can tell me when and where, and we can fight in the parking lot at the Sky Blue game. It'll be fun. I'm going to win. So let's get started. And then we'll even discuss that a bit later about us being at the Sky Blue game and stuff. So what are we starting with first? Time to look at the notes, and it is Spirit versus Breakers. We have no Spirit or Breaker fans on the show, so we don't have to worry about anyone going off on us. We will start with you first, Jen Hayes. What were your thoughts on that game?
Well, actually, compared to the other games that happened later, that game actually felt a little bit slow, which is kind of surprising because there were a number of quick players on the Spirit, but it just looked like they were just, like I said, slow. And with the audio problems they were having and how unclear the stream was, it was kind of hard to make things out straight up. But just kind of a boring game in all honesty. I mean, Boston really didn't do anything. Didn't really threaten Washington all that much, and after Washington got the goal, they had some nice moments, but I don't know. It just wasn't a very fun game to watch. Probably my least favorite of the weekend.
Okay. I love the honesty. Danica?
Given the thesis, and other technical issues that I won't bother getting into, I wasn't able to see that one. But from what I've read about it, it seems like the offense for the Spirit, it seems like they apparently have a really good offense, even though the scoreline doesn't really show it. And from what I read, it seemed that Dunn was not necessarily taking too many shots herself, but rather setting other people up. So I guess if you can get Dunn more involved in actually shooting, that might change some things, but I don't know if I can comment too much on that particular game.
Fair enough. I think the audio issues kind of killed, like, even watching the game made it a bit hard for most of us. Just, I guess, a few things for me. I guess the Loman goal, we know a Jen Carl is somewhere smiling ear to ear, so she's a happy girl. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying about the whole Dunn thing, but it's like, I feel like, yeah, it was a bit slow with Jen Hayes, but it's one of those things maybe because it's the start of the season, people are really, I mean, they've had preseason, but this is the real thing, and they're going to really kick in a little bit later. And with the Breakers, I don't know, maybe we don't have high expectations to begin with, so this might be just the team we're seeing. You know, they're going to lose. Maybe they'll put up some fights. They put up a little fight. They didn't lose. But it was just like, one of those games where it wasn't too much of one that was enjoyable to watch. Labby, I think, was a strong in goal for the Spirit, for the most part, for what she had to do. Other than that, it was like one of those games that, it wasn't like one of the ones that was most enjoyable. It wasn't much to take from it, like I said, other than Loman's goal that I liked, and here and there. I think, like I said, later on in the season, we'll really see the Spirit kicking a high gear, and we'll get to see what they're about. Let's move on to a game that actually had a few goals in it. Dash versus the Red Stars. Danica, while you were doing your thesis, what did you see in this game?
I love this game. Obviously, no surprise. I think that Dash is doing a lot of great Barcelona style, as they kept on calling it. Just a lot of possession, a lot of quick passes. We're very aggressive offensively. I think like our newbies, our rookies, did a great job. Daly, especially, just kicked some butt. She's really powerful. My God, those shots were just like rockets. And I think that there were some rough passes, and there were some kind of, it's your first game of the season, some not necessarily always connecting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that on a whole, there was a lot of good play throughout the midfield. I like the Brazilians that we got. I think Andressa and Poliana both showed a lot of great technical skills, and I think that they're going to be assets. And we were lucky that we have, I think we're going to be lucky that we have Moros back there in the defense, because that's obviously our main issue, has been noted before. And then that first goal by Press was just completely a lack of a defense on our part.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that having that veteran there, I think she was really starting to kind of command the back line. I think with Chapman now, who was there last year, but she wasn't really there for that much. So I think once we really kind of build out that defensive, I think we're going to be pretty awesome. So I love that.
What were your thoughts on the game, Gene Hayes?
Oh, Chicago. I mean, this is a team that a lot of people had picked to finish in the top 4, maybe even possibly challenge for the Shield. They didn't look like it at all yesterday. Okay, they got the early lead thanks to a really bad turnover, and Press does what Press does. She capitalized on it and scored. But other than that, they looked like they were a mess. Yeah. Houston was dominating the midfield. Sam Johnson had an absolute nightmare of a game. I don't think this is going to be one she'll forget anytime soon. I think she was directly responsible for all 3 of the Dash goals, but they were great goals. And Rachel Daly, oh my God, I'm just on full-on beast mode from the opening whistle. I'm like, she's a rookie? Because she was incredible, Had that goal, had that really, really nice assist, and probably my favorite goal of the night. No surprise, that Carly header. Yeah, that was great too. Just overall, I don't really know if it was more Chicago not playing well or if it was Houston playing well. Maybe it was just one of those games where one side was great and the other side was obviously crap. So, too early to tell how they're going to be on the season, but great performance for Houston, bad performance for Chicago. And if Chicago thought they had a problem with the speed that Houston was giving them, it could probably get worse this coming game.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, for me, it was one of those games where it's always like, I remember even saying it on the Dash show, it's always fun to watch the Dash versus the Red Stars because it's a clash of styles, but I was surprised at how just when you look at the scoreline that it ended it was 3-1, just because you would expect Chicago to probably had put up a better fight. We'll just chalk it up to just first game of the season type thing. Maybe, hopefully it's not. If it lingers naturally, then we know Chicago's going to have some major issues even getting into that top 4 or fighting for the championship as we expect out of them. Yeah, Daly had a great first pro game, just looked great out there, and I think she's going to be enjoyable to watch all season. Probably a player that looked a little bit older than she did, how she was playing. I think she was even mentioned on the Dash show. I can't remember. I have to go back and watch that. I know I asked Haley Carter after the show about Janine Becky, but a player, and she said she's a solid one too to watch out for. So the Dash to me just a team that I expect to do so well this year. So this is a great way for them to start, and hopefully this continues on with Ohio and the rest of them. Just talent all around. It was good to see Oaks back. After the injury and all, and now seeing her play, back and stuff for the team. So it's always a good thing that she's healthy and will be playing again. So I really can't wait to see. I would like to see these teams play later on in the season to see how they actually shake out, to see what if this is the true Red Stars we're going to be seeing, and see the Dash. I know they're for real. So it was a good game for me, just being a person that's high on the Dash, and for you too. FCKC versus Western New York Flash, the shocker of the week, I guess? No, not yet. We'll get to that later. Oh, yes. We'll start with you first, Jen Hayes. Western New York Flash, how happy are you?
I am so happy because in the past 4 games we had played in Kansas City, not only had we not won, we hadn't even scored. They shut us out in all 4 of those games. So not only was it great to get a win, but it was great to actually get a goal. Even though it came off a penalty kick, which was kind of a soft call, it was still nice to get a goal. And poor Barney, man, she was being hung out to dry all night. And she did kind of get bailed out by the atrocious finishing from both Jess McDonald and Lynn Williams. I think they were having a contest to see who could shank more shots. I'd probably give the edge to Lynn Williams on that, but yeah, that was kind of the only bad thing. And for everybody out there who gave Jay Hinkle crap all winter for things that shall not be repeated, she had her favorite in her pocket all game until your favorite decides to take her out with the tackle. Not cool, hey, not cool at all. But yeah, don't know if Hinkle will be back next week. Hoping she's recovered enough because she was great. She was unbelievable. Shut Heyo down. And that penalty kick at the end, that's absolutely justice because of Heyo's tackle on Hinkle.
And what team do you support again now?
Take a wild guess. But yeah, no. They think they tweeted out something like Kansas City hasn't stopped a penalty kick. They've all been scored. Well, Sabrina D'Angelo is the opposite. She's faced now 3 penalty kicks, and none of them have been scored. When you can make Kim Little, of all people, miss, you got some, Jedi mind trick or something going on. But, yeah, it was a great game overall, and, it was nice to finally get that win over Kansas City. I don't hate Kansas City. I just wanted to get the win. I wanted to get the win, get the Flash off to a great start. And while the finishing could have been better, I don't really have any other complaints.
Now it's your turn, Danica. Thoughts?
Well, this is the only other game I didn't see, and that was because I lost my computer for part of the weekend, so I apologize for that. But from what I looked up, it looks like Flash outshot FCKC. I want to call him KFC sometimes, so don't tell Danielle that. 18-11. So it seems like they had a much more strong offensive, and 6 of those were on goal, so that's great. You took McDonald from us, which I'm still not really over, but I guess Daly will make up for that, and so I'm not really too surprised by that. And from Reddit, I read it seemed like Mewis was doing really well, and so props to her, but I guess I can't really talk too much on that. And I will also mention that I looked it up, and it looks like KFC, almost said again, KCF's, you know what I'm trying to say here, has,
just call them the Blues.
The Blues, there you go. The Blues have lost their home opening games, 4 years in a row now, and so, I mean, maybe it's a slow, not to take away from the Flash, obviously, but I can also say that I don't think this is really spelling anything for the rest of their season. I think they have time to kind of get back into the groove of it, and they also lost so many players that it'll be interesting to see how the turn of event goes.
No, that's the thing with KFC, as you want to call them. They're going to be in that messy middle, really, because of the players they lost. That's hard to get. They've lost some top talent players that they've lost internationals off their team, and now they're expecting these other players to really have to step up and fill that void. So this might be the team we're seeing all year fighting within that 4 through 8 little block of trying to just find out where they can get, fit in or get points off these other teams. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the season goes, because one of those teams, too, is the Western New York Flash, and to pick up 3 points this early against a team that they're going to be was amazing for them. And a player like Sam Mewis, who people gave crap for all season, for her to actually be the one to actually give them that little edge, it was even better, in my opinion, because people just had fun ripping her. Like even earlier on, just I don't know, it's maybe something against the Mulises because they seem to rip the one in Boston too for some reason. But to each his own. I can talk about that for days. But it's it's just like they have fun doing it. It seems rather than just saying, oh, they're a bad player. They just go off on it. So for her to score that goal was great, and hopefully she continues to have a good season. And like I said, we just don't know. FC Kansas City, it's gonna be real weird to see where this team ends up falling this year with the losses they've had. It's gonna be hard to actually get that same production or just have that leadership, even as a lot of people say will be missed. Let's actually talk about PTFC versus the Pride, the Alex Morgan Derby, as they called it. We will start with you first, Danica.
Yeah, it was exciting to see the first of the expansion team. Side note, they had such great viewership, which is really always exciting. It seemed like there's a lot of great goalkeeping on a side note, really it was, from what I saw, was impressive. And it seems like Portland has a lot of talent that it'll be interesting to see how they can get them all to mingle together. And then there are other things I wanted to say, and I'm totally spacing on those things at the moment. But from what I recall, I think that Keith really stood out. She was she was really consistent. I think she made a lot of plays and kind of had that set up. Haran did well, and it seemed like Orlando, it's the new team. You need to get it together, kind of thing. It's your first game. So, and also playing your first game and at Portland with that giant crowd must be really exciting on a side note.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah.
And now let's go to you, Jen Hayes.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say I know that Allaway and Catley are both from Australia, so it might be slightly confusing for some. But seriously, when you look at them, how do you confuse Laura Allaway with Steph Catley? Allaway is twice Catley's size. She's big. She's a big player, and Catley's not small, but she's more petite than Allaway is. They obviously do not look alike. So how do you confuse them? Seriously. I think it was Shots kept calling Catley's goal on Allaway's free kick. She kept giving that to Catley. I'm like, can somebody please tell her it was Catley and not Allaway? But yeah, overall, I thought Orlando did pretty well for being their first professional game. Aside from exhibitions against overmatched college teams. Mm-hmm. The one complaint I had was the midfield didn't look horrible, but it was very functional. There wasn't a creative spark in there until Leanne Sanderson came in. I know Carl will probably disagree with that, but she's entitled to her wrong opinion. So. So I think that was a problem that they needed Alex Morgan to keep dropping back and provide that creativity, which, no, you want Alex Morgan closer to goal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was kind of a problem. Jasmine Spencer has picked up right where she left off with the Flash. Ooh, she was amazing. Just wreaking havoc on the Thorns back line. Had a couple of chances that she probably could have finished if she had been a bit calmer on them, but she did well. Was a pest to the Thorns back line. Edmonds was on the other side, was also really good, solid. Nothing too super outstanding, but no real mistakes. And as far as the goalkeeping, I'm gonna disagree that it was solid. Not really a fan of Betos. She's not terrible, but if she hadn't scored that goal, no way she would have been Keeper of the Year. Sorry. That goal, the Catley goal was easily preventable, and she screwed it up. So.
Well, that's true. I forgot about that one.
But I think it was more of Portland's individual talent coming through than actually, a collective effort like we've seen from the likes of Kansas City or Seattle in the past. So I think Portland deserved the win, but Orlando wasn't exactly a pushover either.
All right, we got a few comments from Facebook with the hashtag Also Talk. Michael actually used the hashtag Applegate since he won the contest with the Apple. This is he says, yes, the Spirit game was by far a bad feed, but got better as the game moved on. Dash game was awesome, very entertaining. And then he said, PDX, easily my favorite game of the weekend, atmosphere, quality of play. So yes, if you want to say anything to us, use the hashtag Also Talk. You'll see you can use on Facebook, you can comment to us, or even like on some of the little things you'll see, and like we'll post in groups or whatever, and national team group stuff, and you can just post to us, or just Twitter. Twitter's still cool, I think, sometimes. Just a few comments from that game, actually. Like I said, because I knew you guys would be like talking about more of the breakdown, just some of the things I watched. I was watching like Sonnet and stuff. It's always interesting to see these players that have more national team games under their belt than actual games, how they just fit into like to the pro game so nice and easy a lot of times, you know. So that's always interesting. It amazes me to see that nowadays. Also, biggest crowd in Thorns history. I say that 1,000 times. Opening day history, and I think Heath definitely we could look out for her more this year to actually try to step up and be a leader for this team and see how she really fits into that role. I think see what she does this year. Those are the two things I really took from it. Other than that, like I said, people are going to sing the praise of the Portland because of how stacked their team are. So I don't have to do it today. Let's move on to. It's true, you know, people are going to talk about this team because I mean, even before the beginning of the season, a lot of people even pegged them as champions. So I don't have to do that for you today. I'll do that in like some of their game of the week stuff. The game of the week actually that we chose was the Reign versus Sky Blue FC. Now I'll let these people talk about it first, and I'll tell you the truth of what happened. Who's you first, Danica?
Wow, what happened? Seattle was not together. And I joked that I feel like they all went out drinking to celebrate the Dash win, and then they were all just really hungover because they were not together. And I think if you even checked out Laura Harvey's like commentary after the game, it seemed like no one did well. And I mean, there's only the one goal that they did get was when they finally like connected and was like, oh yeah, like all right, the Reign's back. But then after that, it seemed like the best shot was when there was that crazy or when what's her name was kicking, the one where it bounced off of the deflection and almost went in the goal, and we were all like, what just happened?
Yeah.
That I feel like was the second closest. I think Sky Blue was very organized, and I think that O'Hara and Kai were just like kicking butt and running it, versus Reign just seemed like their heads were not in the game, and they were just like not like they were not getting back defensively. They were not really committing to it, and I think that they weren't getting like great passes. They were really just sloppy. And then even Solo, who I feel like is not always, but is mainly like focused and ready, did not like that terrible distribution that led to that really kind of a cool goal off the back hit or heel. But yeah, I don't know what, and I feel like Fishlaw kept on trying, but she wasn't in it either, so it was kind of like nothing happened. It was really, I think Yana is really to me shook out as not having a good game. I feel like she in particular just wasn't able to get in and out. Don't know why.
Jim?
But I will say,
I
think, to hop in, I don't think this is a sign for the season to come. I think that their loss is going to set a fire under them, and I think they're going to kick butt next week. But
way to save your face. Jen, after you.
You know, when we did our Rain Spotlight show, I said there were a couple of problems that worried me about Seattle. The first was that all their stability could lead to complacency, and that I thought Laura Harvey was tactically questionable at times, even though she's a great motivator. And I seem to remember getting shut down. Well, guess what? Both of those things happened in that game.
Yep, you were shut down, I remember. Yep.
Seattle, I honestly think they underestimated Sky Blue. I think they came into the game with the attitude of, this team is not going to give us a challenge. We don't need to go all out 100%. We can go 50% and we'll still get the win because we never lose at home and we're the Reign and blah, 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 blah. Well, that... as we can see, that didn't quite happen. You mentioned the Sky Blue backline was organized. Any backline with Christy Rampone is almost always going to be organized. And having to deal with having a bunch of rookies there, in the starting 11. She had to be more on her game to keep them organized. She did an excellent job.
Yep.
I mean, Seattle had a lot of the ball, but they just weren't creating anything. And after what was kind of a shaky start, highlighted by that near goal that took that weird bounce and almost went in, I
Right.
thought Caroline Casey, she settled in. She commanded her box really well. Couldn't really do much on the Matthias goal, but other than that, I thought she had a really strong performance for Seattle. Not Seattle. Oh my God! I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit tired right now. Yeah, she had a really great performance for Sky Blue. My
That's right.
apologies, Cloud9 and all you Sky Blue fans out there. And Natasha Kai, I had my doubts about her because she hadn't played in 5 years, but she showed that old Natasha Kai spark that made her such a fan favorite years ago. Yeah, she was never a 90-minute player, so I'm not surprised she got subbed out so early, but when she was on, she was active, she was lively, was showing you exactly what people wanted when she decided to step away, and Kelly O'Hare was probably the best player on the pitch. Now, this is the Kelly O'Hare that had been kind of lacking on the national team for a while. That came back in full force. She just a great performance for them. As far as Seattle, oof, I don't know what Hope Solo ate or drank, but that was a terrible game from her. It was just, I'm like, did some alien come in and take over her body? Where is Hope Solo? This is not Hope Solo. It was shocking to see how poor she was playing. It was one of those things that's like, are you kidding me? Wake up. And Ellie Reed, she showed exactly why she hit the bench last year. Poor performance. Kelly O'Hare was making her eat her dust all game long. I kind of expected more from Manon Malis, and she was kind of not really there. Just like most of the team. And as far as what I said about Laura Harvey, why did she leave Keelan Winters in an entire game when it was pretty obvious that after the hour mark that she was done, that she just couldn't go anymore? But no, not only does she not take her out, she waited too long to make subs, made the wrong subs, and I think she was expecting, Kim will get me a goal, Kim will come through, or it'll be Jess, she'll get that moment of brilliance, or whoever, and it just didn't happen. It was basically all of the flaws that I've seen from Harvey's plans. They came to light and they couldn't get the job done. So, but like you said, this is just one game. We've seen the past 2 seasons Kansas City start off slow and end the season hosting the title. So this is for every fan of every team out there. I know you're probably excited / disappointed that your team won / lost, but do not use this as an indicator for how the entire season is going to go. Wait a few.
I bet you I will.
Yeah, you would, DG. Wait a few games. If the results stay where they were, then maybe it's time to start thinking. But don't say, oh, we're going to win the championship, or oh, we're going to finish last after one game. Just don't do it.
Oh, but I will. Okay. So now it's my turn to tell the truth. So yes, it was great to see Kai out there. I think a lot of people, even that weren't even fans of Sky Blue, were happy to actually see her just playing again. I was happy to see her in a Sky Blue shirt and then making the impact for us. That was great. It was just like amazing that the winner, the goal that actually won it for us, was scored by a person who came to open tryouts just looking to get on the roster and actually started and stuff. So that was amazing to me, that a player like that would come into a place like that and help us win that game. Like I say, Kelly O'Hara is always going to play good. This is a tough place. You got these rookies, rookie keeper and stuff in there that actually come up it gets some points out of us. It does help us, a team like us, because it helps. We feel good. It gives us something to look forward to with Holly and new coach and everything. Like, gives us a little bit of something to jumpstart our season and really get us going forward for the rest of the year. So it'll be fun with the Spirit game next week to see how we actually perform against another team that's going to be trying to get top 4. See how we perform against them, and hopefully that big win carries on and carries us for like a nice little run of form to start this season, in my opinion. And I don't know what was up with Hope. Didn't we had PK and stuff? So I don't know. It could have been worse, but it ended what it ended. So that was great, Sky Blue. Amazing. Cloud9, I can't wait to see you guys. It was great. Perfect game of the week. But right now we're going to choose our players of the week. I'll let these 2 ladies go first. We'll go with you, Jen Hayes. Who is your player of the week?
Well, I think I could probably answer for Danica because I never really say the same thing. But no contest. Absolutely 100% Rachel Daly.
All right.
No, you wouldn't know she was a rookie the way she played last night. So, not last night, but Saturday night. So, Rachel Daly for me.
Danica, yours?
Oh, most definitely Daly. She was just doing amazing. I think that she has great control. She would not, not get knocked off the ball, and I think that she just sends those rockets that were amazing. And, yeah, definitely Daly. No contest for me.
Well, I guess you guys obviously know who I picked. The person that was home, didn't have a job, probably living in a box, and is now a hero to us in New Jersey. Even though I don't live in Jersey, I live in the Midwest. Kelly Kahini. Is it Kahini? Kahini? However you pronounce it. She's a hero. It doesn't matter. You can pronounce the name any way you want. She should get a medal or something for going into that place over there in Seattle and coming out a victor. So she's my player of the week just for her game-winning goal against Seattle. If you guys agree with us, you can always use the hashtag WhatSoTalk. We're going to post all our players of the week. Everyone, we'll start sending that out for you guys, and we hope to get who you guys chose for player of the week and how you agree or disagree with us. But none of you will disagree because Sky Blue. So we're gonna go over real quick, just a quick preview, I guess we could just pick winners of who we got winning next week, probably what we're looking forward to, and then we'll give you guys a little bit of info and wrap up the show. So first game, CRS versus Western New York Flash. What you looking for, Jen? Who you got?
Well, one thing I hadn't commented on that during the Flash game was this was the first time in a long time that I thought the players just looked free. Without the threat of Kiwi hanging over them, it looked like they were free to play, and they played well. So I'm hoping that continues next week. I am actually going to go with a 2-0 Flash win.
2-0? Sounds good. What you got, Danica?
I'm going to agree with that. I think that the Red Stars just didn't look together, and I don't know, maybe it's just the first game, but I'm going to agree. Yeah, I think the Flash, from what I've heard and from Jen Hayes' insistence, looks good. And so with Paul Riley, I think they'll win.
Sounds good. So it's 2 people for the Flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
A few more comments from Also Talk. My friend Michael Mass. He said, yeah, he feels like the rain has underestimated Sky Blue. What surprised me more, how flat the rain looked and how poor attendant the game was for such a great soccer team. Hope didn't have her coffee, didn't seem mentally prepared. Player of the week, he chose Daly too, and Tobin. You only get one, Michael, so don't do that now. Unless I get another Apple picture, you can choose two. Yeah, for this game, I think it should be. Oh man, I don't know. It's weird picking against the Flash after that little, nice little hard victory. But I think Chicago should right the ship actually in this one. Start getting their season going to where we think they should be, like a top 2 finisher or whatever, like fighting for a championship. So I think I'm gonna choose CRS. I'll give it a score. Let's go 1-0 though. I'm not too confident right now. Orlando Pride versus Dash. Danica lead the way. Who you got?
Shockingly, Dash, I'm going to say winning this. Just because I think that we are really strong this season. I think we have a really great defensive team. I've already probably talked about it, but I don't know. I think that we're going to kick butt. Pride, I think, is just what Jen was saying. There was a lot of creativity, and I think that we can, I won't say run the field with them, but I think that we will, or wipe the field. I think that we will do really well. I'm going to say 2-0 for this. I'm really bad at predicting scores, though. Look at this, my last prediction. So.
Jim, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the Dash win. I just think what we saw from these two teams in the opening week gives the edge heavily to the Dash. I'll go with a 2-1 win. I think Orlando probably will get one because there are still some questions about the Dash backline.
Hmm.
But I think the Dash overall just have too much quality, and Orlando still hasn't shown a tremendous amount of it yet. So 2-1 Dash.
Yeah, I just haven't been higher in Orlando at all, even going into the season. And it seemed like some people were, some people weren't. So it's like mixed bag. Not high on that team, real high on the Dash. It'll be another 3-1 victory for the Dash, actually. Let's see. Let's see. So 3-1 for the Dash for DJ. Right on. I should be right. FC Kansas City versus Portland. Danica, ruin their name one more time while you're at it. Who you got?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Thorns on this one. I think that the Thorns have. I really like Nadim, and I think that she'll do some damage. I don't know. It's tough, especially having missed that game, seeing them play. But I'm going to go with Thorns, just given off of that's the game I see.
Sounds good. Jen, who you got?
As much as I hate to say it because I'm not a Thorns fan at all, I'm gonna also go Portland on this one. Just think with how blah Kansas City looked last week, combined with how good, not great, but good Portland looked. I have to give the edge to Portland. It's probably going to be a 1-0 Portland win.
Yeah, I wish I could flip flop on this because I don't know, for the last like 2 years I've been high on FC Kansas City, but they're going to lose this actually, which sucks because I remember last year I was like, if you pick them 75% of the time, you're gonna win. So yeah, it's gonna be Portland actually gonna win this. Probably like I think like 2-1. Well, no, 2-0. I don't know. I'm just not confident in their attack this year. Yeah, so I guess I'm going with Portland. We don't have to do the next game. Sky Blue's gonna win. So let's do it real quick. Sky Blue versus Spirit. Who you got, Jen?
I am actually going to go with a 1-1 draw.
Sounds about right.
I was gonna do a draw.
All right, Danica. So I guess we're
Draw? I
going
don't have a monopoly on it.
Well, I know I was gonna say tie as well. I feel bad that we just keep on agreeing, but yeah, I think Sky. I'm gonna say I think Sky Blue is gonna be the dark horse of the season. It's obviously one game in, so I don't know for sure, but I think that they're
right.
gonna do. And so, I mean, I think Washington Spirit's still a very good team, and so I think that 1-1 or I think it'll be a tie. I can't decide who I think would win, so that's why I'm saying I think it's gonna be a tie.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's actually, well, I should pick, because I'm going to be sitting with Cloud9. I should pick Sky Blue, but actually it's going to be a draw this one. I think these teams are going to play each other tough all year, so I think this will be a 1-1 draw. So, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I think a lot of us feel this way about this game, just how it looks out. And then finally, what is it? Breakers versus Rain. Rain, I'll just say my pick immediately, and you guess why. Jen Hayes.
Yeah, I think Seattle will right the ship from that big upset. They're going to be very pissed off about what happened, and as questionable as Harvey is tactically, she's a brilliant motivator, probably the best motivator in the league. So I think she'll have the troops fired up and ready to go. I'm going to say a 2-0 Seattle win, since it's away from home.
Sounds good. Danica, who you got?
I think Rain as well. I think. Yeah, I agree. I think they're gonna now they have that fire under them. I will say that maybe the Breakers may go in there though, thinking, hey, they've shown weakness. The Rain has. And then from what I read, it seemed like even though early goal, the defense kind of stood up for the rest of the game. I don't know if that's really true because I didn't see the game. But so I will say that the Breakers will put up a fight, but I do think that Rain will win 1-0.
I'm looking for a beatdown special. I haven't done one, so I'll go 3-0 Rain. I need one beatdown special this year to kick off the year, right? So we'll go with that because it's just like I feel like Boston to play them good, then the Rain are going to be, like I said, angry, and they're going to be motivated. They can't drop another one this early in the season, even if even a draw. So it'll be like 3-0, I think, Rain. All right, let me tell everyone what's up with us. Yeah, we'll be back by next either Monday or Tuesday, depending on how I can schedule it with getting people on there if I get on host, because I'm going to be going to the Sky Blue game next weekend. So you can see me there with Jen Carl. Yeah, Jen Carl. That other girl called Courtney Andros. She's going to be mad I said that. So I always mess with Courtney, so it's fine. But yeah, so we're all going to be there. Say hello to us. We'll be around. They'll probably be on the Spirit side. I'll be on the Cloud9 side. But then, we'll meet up in between and stuff and hang out. So naturally. And then, we'll all have a good time. So if you see us say something, I'm not getting you a scarf. You all messed that up last time. I remember I did something for at the U.S. Women's National Team game. I said, if you see me, I'll get you a scarf. No one saw me, so I ended up buying stuff for myself. I bought one of those little books. I bought like a shirt. I was like, well, this was money for a fan. Oh, well. Couldn't miss me. I'm sitting on the field. That's your fault. Oh, well. So that's that. We'll see you guys next week for the preview review. Probably like an OP. I was talking to someone about this week about one of the games. I guess we have to wave, and then we will be back next week. It's waving time. Thesis waving time, as Danica calls it. Bye-bye. Put that thumb down. I hate that thumb. Put that down.